Hello and welcome to the 11th episode of Renaissance Weekly. So glad you could join us. For those who don't know what the Renaissance Club is a non-profit rehabilitation clubhouse for adults with mental illness. We are co-anchors. I'm Michael Colosi, and this is Michael D'Annunzio.
Hello, Mike. What do we have on the show today?
I'm glad you asked. Today on the show, we have your interview with Rain Club member Frank Malone. First, we've got our weather report from our very own weatherman, Walter Villagore. Walter, let's go with the weather.
Thanks, Mike. This week's forecast is Monday, partly cloudy, high of 37, low of 18. Tuesday, mostly cloudy, high of 35, low of 22. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, high of 37, low of 19. Thursday, partly cloudy, high of 30, low of 15. Friday, mostly sunny, high of 30, low of 16. Now back to you, Mike.
Thank you, Walter. Today is Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day. National Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day is observed annually on the last Monday in January. The main purpose of bubble wrap is to protect fragile items either in shipping or storage. People also get enjoyment from popping the bubbles in bubble wrap. Engineers Mark Chavans and Alfred Fielding sealed two shower curtains together in 1956 in the town of Hawthorne, New Jersey. This technique created a smattering of air bubbles which the engineers originally thought would make a great wallpaper. Sales for the wallpaper never materialized, so they moved to selling the product as a greenhouse insulation. The Sealed Air Corporation was founded in 1960, but AirCap, named before it became bubble wrap, wasn't used for shipping until IBM started shipping their 1401 computer in 1961. Bubble wrap is a trademark brand of Sealed Air Corporation. How do you observe it? Well, wrap something in bubble wrap, and find an old piece and have some fun popping the bubbles.
That's kind of funny. Today is also National Croissant Day. National Croissant Day in the United States is observed each year on January 30th. Croissants are buttery, crescent-shaped rolls that are crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. Croissant. To a perfect croissant is laminating the dough. Laminating the dough is a process by which butter is folded into dough, creating multiple thin layers of butter and dough. The result is a mouth-watering, flaky crust and an airy body. Legend surrounds this pastry, as often the case with the popular worldly treat. What is known is that crescent-shaped bread has been found all around the world for ages. Credit for the croissant we know today is given to Austrian military officer August Zhang. In 1939, he opened up a Vietnamese bakery in Paris, introducing French to the Vietnamese baking techniques. That was a tongue twister, guys.
Beanies.
How to observe National Croissant Day? Go buy a croissant. Make it. Just have one.
Go to your local bakery. Support your mom and pop stores.
Yeah. Today is January 30th, and if you celebrate a birthday today, you celebrate with the likes of Kid Cudi, rapper whose hit Day and Night went triple platinum, turns 33. Wilmer Valderrama, best known as Fez on the 70s show, the voice of Handy Mandy. Nick Torres on NCIS, and host of MTV's Yo Mama, turns 37. That sounds like a really interesting show.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Milonakis, creator of and star of the Andy Milonakis show, turns 41. Wow, geez, he's old now. Kristen Bell, best known as the Batman in the Dark Knight series, and Dickie Eklund in The Fighter, turns 43. He's also in the Terminator movie, Terminator Salvation. Phil Collins, solo artist and drummer and lead singer of Genesis, turns 66. Sorry, it's one of my favorite songs. Dick Cheney, 46th Vice President of the United States from 2001 to 2009 under George W. Bush, turns 76. Dame Vanessa Redgrave, who was Dr. Sonia Wick in Girl Interrupted, turns 80. Gene Hackman, most famously played Lex Luthor in the Christopher Reeve Superman movie, turns 87. Douglas Engelbart, creator of the computer mouse and the developer of Hypertext, who died in 2013, would have been 92. Dick Martin, who is best known for his role as the co-host of the sketch comedy program Rohan and Martin Laugh-In, who died in 2008, would have been 95. And finally, Franklin D. Roosevelt, who served as the 32nd President of the United States from 1933 until his death in 1945. 12 years. He's apparently the only president to do that. Would have been 135 today. Speaking about today, That leads us into our next topic on this day in history with Michael Closely.
Thanks, Mike. Today in history, in 1820, Edward Bransfield sights the Trinity Peninsula and claims the discovery of Antarctica. In 1826, the Menai Suspension Bridge, considered the world's first modern suspension bridge connecting the Isle of Anglesey to the northwest coast of Wales, is opened. In 1835, the first assassination attempt against a president of the United States, Richard Lawrence, attempts to shoot President Andrew Jackson, but fails and is subdued by a crowd including several congressmen, as well as Jackson himself.
Go Jackson.
In 1847, Yerba Buena, California, is renamed San Francisco, California.
Huh.
In 1862, the first American ironclad warship, the USS Monitor, is launched. In 1902, the first Anglo-Japanese alliance is signed in London. In 1908, an Indian pacifist and leader Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi is released from prison by Jan C. Smuts after being tried and sentenced to 2 months in jail earlier in the month. In 1911, the destroyer USS Terry makes the first airplane rescue at sea, saving the life of Douglas MacCurdy 10 miles from Havana, Cuba. 1933, Adolf Hitler is sworn in as Chancellor of Germany. In 1956, African-American civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr.'s home is bombed in retaliation for the Montgomery bus boycott. In 1959, MS Hans Hedtoft, said to be the safest ship afloat, unsinkable, like the RMS Titanic, strikes an iceberg on her maiden voyage and sinks. Geez, them unsinkable ships just don't have what it takes, do they? 1969, the Beatles' last public performance on the roof of Apple Records in London. The impromptu concert is broken up by the police. 1982, Richard Skrenta writes the first PC virus code, which is 400 lines long and disguises an Apple boot program called Elk Cloner. In 1995, workers from the National Institute of Health announced the success of clinical trials testing the first preventative treatment for sickle cell disease. And in 2003, the Kingdom of Belgium officially recognizes same-sex marriages.
Nice. You know, I thought that said Klingon for a second. Oh, I was not aware of those dates in history. Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome. You know, Mike, here at the Renaissance Club, we do a lot of work, but we also combine work with pleasure, which is where our social events come into play. Last week, we played Clubhouse Family Feud and karaoke.
Oh, yeah, and our Valentine's Day is coming up on February 10th at the Renaissance Club, so come on by. February 10th, $2. So it's now time for my interview with Frank Miot. Hello, and welcome to Member Spotlight. I'm Michael D'Annunzio, and today I have Rent Club member Frank Malone with me. Hello, welcome to the show, Frank.
You're welcome, no problem.
So, Frank, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, I'm 58 years old. I've been coming to the club for 6.5 years. It's helped me greatly get over my mental illness. I have a fiance, her name is Sherry Boland.
Who's also a member here.
She's also a member. I have a job. I work 5 days a week, 20 hours a week.
Wow. And what do you do for your job?
I drive. I drive. It's called Old Transportation.
Nice. So you actually answered my second question, which was how long you've been a member here. So you've
6.5 years.
6.5
Yeah.
years. And how did you find out about the clubhouse?
George DeZazzo told me about the clubhouse. He told me to come, and I to try it out, and I did, and I've liked it ever since.
Yeah, George is also another member here of the clubhouse. So you found out from another clubhouse.
Right, another clubhouse member.
Yeah. And so what do you tend to do here while you're at the club?
I work the front desk. I drive. I sell lunch tickets. I do a little bit of everything.
You do a little bit of everything. That's a lot. That's a better answer about a lot of members, saying that they do a lot of stuff, different kinds of stuff. I do know you're one of our member drivers. We have a couple member drivers here. Frank's one of them. He drives people places on weekends when we don't have a staff to drive, or and on holidays and stuff like that, which is really good. And that's all voluntary.
Yeah.
He doesn't get paid for that. He does it out of his own card, which is good. How would you say the Renaissance Club has helped you in your recovery?
Well, it got me out of my house. And I used to stay in my house all the time. So I got out. I come here. Makes me feel much better. And my depression is very low right now.
In your own words, how would you describe the clubhouse, like to somebody that's never been here?
It's a place to come to meet new people, like-minded people, That if you have problems with depression or anxiety, you just come here and you can talk with other members, and they'll help you get through sometimes you have tough times.
Well said. And we're at my final question, which is my favorite question of them all. Is if Godzilla, King Kong, the Loch Ness Monster, and Bigfoot had a fight, who do you think would win and why?
Oh gosh, you had to be Loch Ness Nellie.
Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And why would you say the Loch Ness?
Because she could bring all these creatures into the water and drown them.
That's a good response. So that puts us at Loch Ness Monster now has 5. King Kong is at 3. Godzilla is now at 5. Bigfoot still only has 1. Poor Bigfoot. Nobody thinks he can win. We're going to find out eventually who the winner is. We're going to simulate this in an actual fighting game somehow. I don't know how, but we're doing it. So thanks for joining us.
No problem.
If you, or someone you know, lives in the low area and is diagnosed with a mental illness, come on by to the Renaissance Club, which is located at 176 Walker Street on the 2nd floor, or call us at 978-454-7944. Hey, Frank works reception. You might get him on the phone. And ask to speak to Elaine or Betty. Remember, Clubhouse works. It's really fantastic to see how Clubhouse has helped out so many people. So, Mike, what did the fisherman say to the magician?
I don't know, Mike. What did the fisherman say to the magician?
Pick a carp, any carp.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. I'm Michael Closey.
And I'm Michael D'Annunzio.
Thanks for joining us once again here at Renaissance Weekly. Remember, folks,
Life
life always offers you a second chance. It's called tomorrow.
Once again, we are out with the cameraman, so we have to do this all by ourselves. We are awesome. This is brought to you by Gatorade.
You can't keep that egg.
The key of our... yeah, there you go. I messed up because I was already
Yep.
laughing. Is often the case with popularity. No, that's not right. Marvell Larry. Oh my god. I'm never going to get his name.
Valderrama. Here at the Renaissance Club, we...
Phone call line 1. Davy, phone call.
Here before, like,
Attention,
what you said. We did that question. Yeah, I was going to say thanks, Frank.